Miss me? It's been 72 hours. Thank you to all you who watched the other video. But Battleground Sunday, I'm going to predict it. Not the whole show, because I don't really know if what they've changed, what they've exactly done to the show because of Ryback's staph infection. Honestly, thought they were just going to give the guy a Z-Pack or something and then just let him go out and compete. But I guess ever since that podcast that Punk did, they're not letting him anymore. So I'm just looking right now. There's only 5 matches scheduled for the actual pay-per-view, but you never know. Something could be added on later. But for now, we're just going to leave it as is. I'm going to talk about 2 of the matches right now. Actually, I'm going to talk about 3 of the 5. I want to talk about 2 other matches in a separate video. The first match I'm going to talk about is the one that basically got announced the earliest, the one that got this all started, and that is Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. This started at Money in the Bank when Bray Wyatt came out of nowhere and cost Roman Reigns his shot at winning Money in the Bank. And then it started with some tormenting videos on Raw, and then the next night on SmackDown, which I attended, he had a burnt picture, because it was the week of Father's Day, and there was a burnt picture of him and the tea party picture with him and his daughter, and Bray Wyatt sitting on a little teapot. And then it just kept going on and on and on, and then verbal warfare was exchanged. And you also had the verbal warfare, then you had the random attacks and just random match costings. But Roman Reigns was more of, or Bray Wyatt was more. The only time Roman Reigns, this is a tongue twister. I'm sorry. The only time that Roman Reigns got the better of Bray Wyatt, I feel, was this Monday night on Raw when he was doing his entrance, and then he came up from behind him, and then he hit him, and then he attacked him. Because before that, there was the fake Wyatt. And then there was Bray costing him a few matches, like the main event of the SmackDown I was at with. It was Dean Ambrose and Reigns versus Kane and Sheamus. God, I'm off my game today, people. Snap me back into it. But yeah, you had that, and then everything else leading into it. I wanted to make my own video about this, but I figured no point. So I want to make this short and sweet. I'd like to see. I want to see Bray Wyatt win, but you know it's WWE. They're going to have the good guy go over in this. Roman Reigns also hasn't really done anything. But I'd love to see Bray Wyatt win, but my gut's telling me Roman Reigns, so I'm going to pick Roman Reigns for this one. Moving on, we got Orton versus Sheamus, same sort of thing. They had the attack on Raw the night after Money in the Bank. SmackDown, Sheamus came on and glowed to open the show. I go back and check out my day in the life. I have footage of him coming into the ring. He cut an amazing promo that night. And then Orton went away for a bit, then he came back 2 weeks ago, and then they just started those two going at it. This is an old rivalry renewed, but positions are flipped this time. Because if you can remember, the wrestling historian in me, SummerSlam 2010 and Royal Rumble 2010, Orton was the heel. Royal Rumble 2010, this is reversed. SummerSlam 2010, and this is the same. Except wait. Yeah, Orton was face, Sheamus was heel. Yeah, because then this was before the Legacy disbanded. But no. You have Sheamus was coming off Money in the Bank win, which I thought was a smart decision to go with. He won Money in the Bank. I was happy with it. He did what he could. Not did what he could, he did what he did. Give me credit, people, please. But you had that. And then you had as well, now you got to figure, Sheamus has not been like other Money in the Bank competitors. It's not kind of like, oh, whatever happens, happens. Because usually they try to cash in right away. Rollins tried it last year. Sheamus is waiting. Because I feel like they're going to do the same thing with Sheamus as they did with Rollins. Wait until at least after Survivor Series to have even the sparking of a chance to cash in. Because you think about it, the later they wait for him to cash in, the more meaning it has to it. And more meaning it has to create a moment like what Rollins did this year. But with that being said, I'm going to pick Randy Orton because I feel like the next couple matches, I don't even know if any heels are going to get over in this pay-per-view. But with picking Randy Orton, it comes down to 3 things. One, just because Randy Orton really hasn't done anything significant since Mania. He lost to Rollins in the cage. He lost the Fatal 4-Way. He wasn't even... Wait, what did he do? I honestly can't remember if he was in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Chamber, I don't think he wasn't in Chamber. So there's nothing really going for Orton. So I feel like Sheamus has Money in the Bank. He can afford to lose a match or two like every Money in the Bank competitor has done over the course of the last few years. So I'm going to give this win to Mr. Randy Orton. And then next we got the New Day Primetime Players Tag Team matchup. This was a match that I actually predicted. I was like, I think the primetime players are going to win. What happened? They won. So then they won, and then I feel like they're going to win this match again just because the tag team division, you can't keep flip-flopping every 2 pay-per-views, because I remember it. Usos won at the end of December. Kim Cesaro won in February. New Day won in April. Primetime players won in June. Wait until at least after SummerSlam, but before Hell in a Cell to crown new champions. That's what I say. Give them at least another 5 to 12 weeks as champs, because we can tolerate it. New Day trying to go for the gold is a good thing too, and as well, if the New Day doesn't win Sunday, it gives a chance for another tag team who maybe wants to prove themselves to come in and try to get the belts. So this match, like, I feel like all 3 matches I've predicted so far, there's one more I got to predict in the pre-show, but I feel like all 3 matches I've predicted so far have this chance to, well, one of them I don't know, but I feel like Orton and Sheamus in the tag match can spark the show a little bit, because if you remember, Battleground 2013 was god-awful. Battleground 2014 was... It's like Battleground 2013, it was in Buffalo. I had the chance to go. We didn't. An hour after the show ended, I got text from people I was going to go with saying, thank God we did not go to that. We saved our money. We made the right, good decision. And then, 2014, I watched it at the theaters up here in Canada. Did that more for the fact that, like, I'm going to SummerSlam 2014. I want to watch this show, which that other thing I'll get into another video. And yeah, well, like, I want to, because I always like to watch the pay-per-view before I go to the next pay-per-view, kind of like see if a spark of indication of what I'm going to get. But no, that's the other thing too. We've had a 5-week gap since pay-per-views, and we're going to have another 5-week gap in between SummerSlam after having 3 pay-per-views in 4 weeks. But no, these 3 matches go out and surprise me. But last but not least, Barrett versus Truth for the King of the Ring. Stick it to Barrett. Why? Because King of the Ring literally has become a joke, and if you give it to R-Truth, who's wearing a plunger on his head, I don't think that really helps to Barrett's credit at all. I just wanted to say that. There's 2 other matches I want to predict, but I want to talk about those solo on their own, because they have so many more cliffhangers that could carry over into SummerSlam. So I'll see you guys when I make those videos.